Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Keedex K-9B. This is what's called a style guard, center hung application, 4-inch Duranodic finish. So what this is a reinforcer for a aluminum storefront sort of installation where you have a 4-inch jamb. The frame may have become compromised, damaged, vandalized, things of that nature. This is specifically intended to reinforce that area, either in a damaged application or in one where you just want heightened or need improved resistance to attack, or just a higher amount of ability to handle a greater use situation. So this is going to wrap over a 4-inch jam depth aluminum frame, and 4 inches is very standard in that industry. You can see the inside dimension is right on at 4-inch. It's made of 12 gauge steel, so it's heavy. This plate, or this reinforcer, weighs over 1.5 pounds. Including the wall thickness of the steel, puts you out closer to 4.25. Overall height is 8-inch. Now, there is let's say a knockout here, a punch, a hole. Starts at 3.25 and goes down to 4.75, so that's 1.5 inches. Okay, so it's right in the center of the plate. An additional knockout is allowed down here as well, and that could be very appropriately used, where you would carefully get that piece of metal popped out. You don't want to deform this heavy steel. We'll get to that in a moment. These knockouts are compliant with either what's called a W and F, or a Trillium type of hardware, a multi-point lock, a hook lock, or Adams Rite material, whether it's going to be something like their 4190 series material or their traditional storefront material. Okay, let's put the tape measure on there and see how much further that knockout goes. So it goes all the way down to 6.25. So that prep is going to become a 3-inch tall prep at that point. Okay, and centered in the 4-inch, so it should be about 2 1/8, right on. Couple of holes, as you can see, on either side, here and here. And that's for the heavy pop rivets, and they include 4 of them with the material, and that's for the installation aspect. Made of 12 gauge steel, style guard reinforces or repairs aluminum style doors, designed for standard center hung doors with 4-inch jambs, designed with a knockout to accommodate either the W and F or the Adams Rite bolts, baked on powder coat finish, 8x4. Oh, the other dimension I forgot, 1.5 inches. That's crucial to know. And again, a dark bronze finish. Now, this item there will come with the printed instructions, and there's also a link below this video to them. Style guard is specifically made for use on aluminum style doors with a 4-inch wide jamb, which Keedex indicates as a standard size. Fit the style guard onto the door to check if the gap between the door and jamb is sufficient to allow the door to close easily. So before you start installing this, you're going to need to make sure you can get this installed and still have adequate room for the door to work. So keep that in mind. The next couple of paragraphs from Keedex indicate ways to go about making this fit. So I won't, you can read those there on how to go about making this fit. 12 gauge is rather thick. It's it's almost 1/8 of an inch. So keep that in mind when trying to get this fit. You might have some work to do. They recommend a couple of things that I have not found, or one thing specifically I've not found very successful. Adjust the pivots of the door over enough to allow the door to close easily. I've never really encountered that to be easy. But however you get it in, it will certainly be a more appropriate sort of way to proceed repairing a door and frame than a new door and frame. For accurate placement, place the style guard on the jamb in the appropriate location. Okay. Close and lock the door to ensure proper positioning. Then mark or drill the holes when the door is still locked. I'd like to use a shim. I want this to be as tight as possible on what I'm installing it to, for when I drill my holes for my pop rivets. Sorry. Okay. Might have to ream that hole out a little bit. A little bit of paint gets in there, and it doesn't fit as well as it used to otherwise. You might just have to clean it out a little bit. Okay. Use the pop rivets provided to complete the installation. In the event that you need the Adams Rite punch-out removed, secure the style guard in a vise. Next, working from the back side of the style guard, punch the bottom of the tab for best results. You're going to want to gingerly remove that, not, like I said earlier, not so as to deform this sort of material. They have also listed at the bottom of the installation instructions about 10 additional model numbers that vary on finish and size, okay, so for different applications. 4-inch, Duranautic, very common, okay. Keedex is a comprehensive manufacturer of many things, lots of things, locksmith tool related, the sorts of repair kits, the sorts of gate boxes, the sorts of tools called upon by building engineers, locksmiths, contractors, people who are in the business, people who make a living by keeping other folks' door systems, lock systems, key systems working properly. They are a very straightforward company. They do one thing, they do it very well, and they try to sell the daylights out of it. In their very narrow sort of category, I can only say that they're a leader in those products that they sell. You can review their product catalog by clicking on the link below this video to the manufacturer page where you can pull it up. I caution you, it's a large download, so give it some time, at least at the making of this video. Any questions on the Keedex K-9B center hung 4-inch style guard or any other Keedex product, please feel free to reach out to us.